Now Sarai, Abram's wife, had borne him no children, but she had an Egyptian slave named Hagar. So she said to Abram, "The Lord has kept me from having children. Go, sleep with my slave. Perhaps I can build a family through her." Abram agreed to what Sarai said. So after Abram had been living in Canaan 10 years, Sarai his wife took her Egyptian slave Hagar and gave her to her husband to be his wife. He slept with Hagar, and she conceived. When she knew she was pregnant, she began to despise her mistress. Then Sarai said to Abram, "You are responsible for the wrong I am suffering. I put my slave in your arms, and now that she knows she is pregnant, she despises me. May the Lord judge between you and me. Your slave is in your hands." Abram said, "Do with her whatever you think best." Then Sarai mistreated Hagar, so she fled from her. The angel of the Lord found Hagar near a spring in the desert. It was the spring that is beside the road to Shur. And he said, "Hagar, slave of Sarai, where have you come from, and where are you going?" "I'm running away from my mistress Sarai," she answered. Then the angel of the Lord told her, "Go back to your mistress and submit to her." The angel added, "I will increase your descendants so much that they will be too numerous to count." The angel of the Lord also said to her, "You are now pregnant, and you will give birth to a son. You shall name him Ishmael, for the Lord has heard of your misery. He will be a wild donkey of a man. His hand will be against everyone, and everyone's hand against him, and he will live in hostility toward all his brothers." She gave this name to the Lord who spoke to her. "You are the God who sees me." For she said, "I have now seen the one who sees me." That is why the well was called Bir Lahai Roi. It is still there, between Kadesh and Bered. So Hagar bore Abram a son, and Abram gave the name Ishmael to the son she had born. Abram was 86 years old when Hagar bore him Ishmael. Life for Hagar was far from easy. She faced many challenges and hardships, often feeling isolated and alone. Her journey was filled with moments of doubt and despair, yet through it all she persevered, holding on to a glimmer of hope and faith. In her darkest moments, Hagar experienced divine intervention. The angel of the Lord appeared to her once again, offering guidance and reassurance. This divine presence provided Hagar with the strength she needed to continue on her path, knowing that she was not alone. Her faith was renewed, and she found the courage to face the future with a renewed sense of purpose. The angel of the Lord also said to her, "You are now pregnant, and you will give birth to a son. You shall name him Ishmael, for the Lord has heard of your misery. He will be a wild donkey of a man. His hand will be against everyone, and everyone's hand against him. And he will live in hostility toward all his brothers." So, what can we learn from this story? Well, first, it shows us that God hears our cries and sees our struggles. Hagar was in a desperate situation, but she was not alone. God was with her, just as He is with us in our times of need. As we conclude, let's remember that God's promises are steadfast and true. Even when life seems uncertain, we can trust in His word and His timing. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, stay blessed and keep the faith.